we return. Once again, we have to talk about the wall. The wall. So, very controversial mechanic. So, this game has essentially, I'm going to say, 2 main controversial mechanics that people got pissed off at when the game came out. The main ones are the changes to Gatlinks and how they're universal, and the wall and how you can break the wall. So first, I'm going to just go over the wall real quick. So when you do combos to the wall takes damage. Eventually, the wall will break. You can break and you get a guaranteed extra damage, and you go back into neutral. Your character gets buffed. You do more damage. You gain meter passively. Those are the 2 big changes, and you have that for like 10 seconds. The wall, 6 months later, has a bunch of choices that change how you plan your match. So a couple of examples. So here's one. This is the wall slump, so you can't go flying off the wall. So the difference would be, if I did a full combo, let me get nice and close. Okay. So he can go flying out the corner. But if I do it without launching him, then he'll slump down. And some characters, like Eno is like probably the main standout, but Chip also has a pretty good loop. Happy Chaos also has a good loop. You can keep them there. But you're sacrificing a lot of damage, but the opponent can't really do so much about that. And it's decently hard to set up. Again, you have to do combos that don't launch him at all. Other characters, not only do they might not want to do this, but the buffs they get for breaking the wall is so good that in their minds, they might as well break the wall. So for a character like Zato, right? So this is an amazing use of resource for Zato. So this is what happens. 1, you get Eddie back. 2, you have passive meter gain. So now I get all this meter. I can do whatever I want. And then anytime I run out, I can just do it again. He's behind me. I can do... Oh, wait, I'm out. Do the super again. You have a ton of resource. You're getting meter passively. Eventually, you're going to hit them. You get to do chip strings. You get more chances to push your mix up. Essentially, if you break the wall with that super, you should win the game as Eddie, right? You should win the game. Not you're definitely going to win the game, but you should win the game. This is another character that, like, you pretty much should win the game if you break the wall with super with this character. There you go. So why is the game basically over? So you broke the wall, which means you have passive meter. Now, after the wall break, you're probably gonna do this. You pull out the gun. Now you do this. Right? You're gonna shoot, and you get access to this now. I am not gonna do this clearly, but then I get this back, and you get to do it over and over and over again, right? Because you are getting the meter really fast because of positive. Some characters, you get a big advantage for breaking the wall, especially doing it with super, but just breaking the wall in general. Other characters, so Milia, generally you don't want to break the wall, but there are contexts where like you should break the wall, and she gets a good return for breaking the wall too. It's just not obvious. For a character that likes mix-ups like her, and her best mix-ups are mid-screen, you generally want to keep them mid-screen, but then when you're in the corner, you're like, okay, what am I going to do? I'll push my turn as much as I can, and you think about your resource when you break the wall. So the wall opens up a lot of choices that haven't really had to think about in another fighting game, because in normal fighting games, you get to do something like this. And I have a clip. By the way, you guys have definitely seen this clip before. Oh, fuck. I dropped my mouse. Okay, you guys ready?
We got Milia versus Leo again, and round start D. Let's go, Papa Leo.
It's the same old fucking shit! God damn! Niggas are frauds, dude. Nobody want to sit there and block the same shit for 3-4 fucking seasons. You niggas ain't talented. I'm talented. Bitch ass niggas play the same fucking characters over and over again. That shit ain't skill. Fuck.
So in this game,
it's the same old fucking shit.
In this game, right? Essentially, I'm expressing myself a lot. Milia has multiple moves that she could use for setups. This move is like one of the best set play moves ever, I think. This is Secret Garden. In this game, you know, you can't break the wall. So I corner him. I came up with a combo. I came up with a way to reliably loop this move because you needed to be at a certain distance to do this. You couldn't, if you did it close, the orb would go off screen. They wouldn't all hit correctly. They wouldn't all combo correctly. So after some experiment and some pushing, I found a way to do this over and over that led to good mix-up. And this is the little combo. It always puts me at the right spot, and I just get to do it. There's very different ways you can mix up depending on timing. And because of this, Leo's DP either wouldn't reach or I'd go under it. He has to block fuzzies. And a lot of this is new players hate this. They really, really hate this because what do you do? Like once you're here, if you're a long-time Guilty Gear player, you're thinking, oh, it's Milia's win condition, I'm fucked, right? Like, it just be like that. It's not a good place to be. I am having fun. My opponent is not having a lot of fun. So we go to Strive. We go to Strive where I cannot do this, right? The Secret Garden, you control it manually. Like I have to input which way it goes, where in this game, you know, you don't have the move. And honestly, it would probably do something to the wall. So the downside is, like, in Exerd, especially like if I'm thinking about Exerd Milia, or even any Exerd character, because, you know, remember that set play is your plan for what you do when you knock your opponent down, right? So once you knock them down, you have your offensive structure, whatever it is, and then you hit them and you have your combo that either you repeat that offensive structure, or maybe you have reasons to do some other combo, maybe you have like a kill combo or whatever, right? In this game, the wall introduces a bunch of things like, should I shorten my combo to keep the wall? Should I break the wall to get the advantage? What type of advantage does my character get when I break the wall? Because again, characters like Ram, Happy Chaos, Zato, they have very obvious advantages to breaking the wall, especially if they break the wall with certain conditions, breaking them with super. They have huge advantage for breaking the wall. And Ino is another one, right? Where like a character like Milia or Soul or Kyle, it's not so obvious. There are characters like Nago who he doesn't get a big buff necessarily for breaking the wall, but he's a high damage character, so he goes, oh, well, boom, I'm gonna take all this damage, right? I'll break the wall super, take all this damage, step in front of you, and then meet you type of thing. It's a polarizing mechanic. It honestly is a polarizing mechanic. I've made a couple of videos on the wall, and I went from being like, oh, you know, it's kind of interesting. You have to make different choices. When you break the wall, you become a super character, to being, oh, shit, like, I don't feel like I could do what my character wants to do because of this. So, and then like I feel like I'm giving my opponent all this resource because of this. So let's try to wall slump, which again is this structure. Okay, which again, this type of thing. But then I was like, oh, it's really hard to set up with Milia compared to other characters, so what's the point? And then now at this point, one, I'm like, okay, this is just a game, we got to deal with it. Two is, at this point, for my characters and then other characters, because again, I have played many characters in this game. Once in a while, people come at me and be like, you can't be talking about other characters because you don't play them. Guess what? I played a lot of characters in this game. So there are characters like Zato, where I'm always trying to break the wall with the sword or Amorphous if possible, because I get a really good situation. Or Happy Chaos, where you break the wall, you just go bang, 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 concentration, bang, bang, bang. Right? You have that stuff. Where Milia, it's like a mixed bag. Like some characters you break the wall, and then other characters you try to keep the wall. You always try to keep a mid-screen. Milia, who most people would think she doesn't get a big advantage for breaking the wall and breaking the wall with super. She actually has some unique uses for meter, both in neutral and in pressure that other characters don't have. And I'm kind of back on the breaking the wall is good, but sometimes. And that just comes from cutting the game down, playing more matches, and just thinking about this mechanic and how do we use it. So in the end, right now, after 6 months of breaking walls, I think I'm overall, I'll give it a B+. It's an interesting mechanic. It's been annoying to fight against. We still don't really know how much HP the wall has at all times. But by now, everyone has a good feel of like what causes what amount of wall damage, and you can kind of get the feel for it. There is some interesting win conditions that get opened up from breaking the wall that probably would not exist otherwise. Cool. How you guys feeling?